In the top right-hand corner of the map to start things off, we're going to begin with the blue Protoss player. This is going to be MaxPax from Storm Gaming. And he takes on the Terran player in the bottom left from Team Liquid. In the red is going to be Clem. Clem beat MaxPax most recently 2 days ago in the Open Cup Americas semi-finals. MaxPax beat Clem a week ago in the European finals. These two have traded matches all throughout this year. In fact, let's have a quick peek at what their results are this year. 13-19 in matches in favor of Clem, 45-59. So Clem's got the better of him, but it's typically quite back and forth. You know, we're talking about like a 60-40 split, which really is quite back and forth, especially when you consider how much that they've played. As we get ourselves into this TvP, I'm genuinely very excited to see what comes up of Clem MaxPax. Excited to see who gets the advantage. Because this really is a series that can go any which way, and so it really can, be anyone's game. Anyone to make the finals of this first Kung Fu Cup. Again, a lot of money on the line for playing in this event. Not just a lot of money on the line for playing in this tournament, but also for WTL points as well. Start getting your points towards qualifying for the new season of Masters Coliseum that will come around in January. That's also very exciting. SCV chases this probe for a few moments. Probe moving around just a little bit, as we do have our probe getting pushed away, getting pushed back just for a little second or two. Obviously, command center can go down, but that is two SCVs you have to come through. So we'll turn one of those SCVs into a scout, but obviously still not exactly perfectly ideal. As the adept comes about, the warp gate is still coming up. And just seeing our probe still heading to the upper right corner of the map. So probe to the upper right, heading back home. The Reaper is going to take the job of the SCV now to try and put some damage in. What's up, Matt in the crown? How you doing? Feels amazing, man. Thank you so much for the 30-month resub. No, not 30, 37-month resub. I missed a number off there, didn't I? As our Reaper shows up, will not do much straight away. The Adept threatening a shade. Once the Adept shade goes, I mean, the Reaper's going to go into the main. There'll be a new Adept in a moment. And the Reaper will see the Twilight Council as it moves through here over on that right-hand side. So Twilight Council sighted, and Clem can know a little bit of what MaxPax is trying to set up for. Of course, now we're both from the European server. We're playing on the European server, and so neither player should really have too much ping or anything. So that's another nice little bonus as our Adept continues to chase the Reaper down the right-hand side of the map. And the Reaper, for the moment, just getting on out of there, staying out of trouble. Okay, we're still coming up. A couple probes coming out. Our blink is building. Our warp gate is producing. And again, just a little bit of action continuing through as our starport starts up. The Widowmine coming out as well. And this Reaper is going to hop into the main base as the Adept is there immediately. Just going to push that Adept back. Reaper is going to get rid of one probe. So, as again, we just double check on everything. See the gateway count for sure and everything as well. We're going to get a probe as we do so. So we're rewarded for scouting. And, yeah. Hellion shows up as well to get one more probe, so Clem really is having a very good early stage. He knows everything that's coming. That doesn't mean he's going to defend it, because I just talked about earlier how good MaxPax is at using these units in this setup. But he knows everything that's coming, so it's the best possible situation there, and he gets a couple workers for his efforts, so that's obviously only going to be seen as a bonus to any worker you get rid of. Makes it a little bit less powerful in attack from MaxPax, a little bit less on the reinforcing side. And those are the things you got to take. Again, at this level of StarCraft 2, the little advantages can add up to mean a lot. And those might be little advantages I'm talking about. Like I say, you got to take each and every little one that you can. As these Adepts, they shade, but they're in the back of the natural. Marines are here. Nothing to take advantage of these Marines fighting these Adepts. I'm not sure what the plan was there. Not really sure what the point of it was, but that will be that. As our Hellion moves deeper into the natural. Couple Stalkers still coming through, firing up on the Hellion. The Hellion pushed back up into the main base is going to get shut down over the next couple moments as well, so that's going to get taken out. Vex still cruising about with a Widowmine inside. I mean, for MaxPax playing 4-gate Blink, he's not quite... he's not quite on the map just yet. He's being kept back, although he does deal with this Widow Mine drop immediately, so that goes absolutely nowhere for Clem. Prism gets a few Stalkers, jumped up into the main base here, and SCV goes down. Tank with a few shots, gonna fire up a little bit. A few more Stalkers heading down as well. Our Nexus, a few pylons, and our charge upgrade coming through as a couple more probes get set. And our depot just gets picked off over on the edge right there. A couple of bunkers in the front. As we do have our charge and probes still building. And these extra Stalkers now warping in too, so plenty of Stalkers ready for this fight. And MaxPax finally on the natural of his opponent. Gets something done. Double bunker from Clem. He's going to lose one pretty quickly. SCV's getting there to repair just a little bit too late to really have an impact. Raven comes in around the back of the main mineral line. The Stalkers blink in one more time. Siege tank taking damage. Again, our Marines come through. Just going to push the Prism and the few Stalkers away. There's the Raven coming in with the Order Turret one more time. A couple of probes getting picked off. And another Order Turret coming down too. 5 SCVs being chipped away at there as we just have ourselves Marauders, Marines, Stim, and Combat Shield all producing. Stalkers will go for a couple more workers as we have the bio back over on the left. And again, Stimpack Combat +1. Still being brought through as 8 SCVs die. We killed a few probes at the same time. It's just the Raven Order Turreting and actually seeing a little bit of success as well. So Raven finding some value, getting itself into some useful positions, making life difficult for MaxPax, making sure MaxPax doesn't feel like he's just able to do whatever he wants to do for free. He has to kind of pay the price a little bit himself. So yeah, decent job on that. Pretty happy, I'd say, so far with how we're doing things. Obviously, as Clem gets those bio upgrades, I do feel as though he's having a pretty decent position, pretty decent setup. +1 attack and combat shields are coming up. We're just going to be having the little bit of bio stemming forward. The few Marines going after the Stalkers. Stalker's still getting pushed back. Whoa, Clem's going to pull the SCV, so he believes he's defended well enough that he can SCV pull and kill MaxPax before MaxPax is better set up now. Couple Zealots showing up. Clem is kiting back a siege tank. Will now save it with the medevac. He's just going to abandon the main base. Maybe reinforcements can deal with this, maybe not. A couple of force fields available here from MaxPax. He's going to drop the force field to block the Terran units from kiting backward away from the Zealots. Obviously, as the SCVs get into the front and start to protect these bio units, though, there's just no splash to deal with this. I will say Clem's bio force is not quite as powerful as I thought it would be. This is kind of like 2 medevacs of bio units. I thought there'd be so much more here, and there just isn't. And Clem's army is just not working out at all, as he's lost so many SCVs, no reinforcements coming across the map. He's just going to GG out of this one, and after not really much happens from MaxPax into game number 1, again, OT, of this best of 3. I'm kind of surprised MaxPax is up a game, because at least in the fashion that he got up a game, because I really felt there was going to be a bit more of a punch there from Clem's attack, and yeah, I mean, it was almost like Clem went to punch him, and MaxPax was just like, whoa, that was a hallucination, bro, you punched the wrong thing, because there was just no power to Clem's hit. Yeah, it just wasn't a good attack at the end of the day. MaxPax up 1 in the bottom right, Clem up down a game in the top left. It's plain and simple, it just wasn't a good attack. The SCV pull was misjudged, I think it's fair to say. As we have ourselves the racks and the gas coming up. And gateway coming through. Let me take a couple of moments to chill this out. Get this going. Wardy drives backwards. No, I just reverse into base. That's how you're meant to do it. It's easier to get in and it's easier to get out. Oh. If you're comfortable driving, if you're comfortable reversing it is, I guess. I don't know. It's just how I've always done it. I just thought it was funny that Helen always laughed at me for not being able to drive in straight properly. Yeah, joke's on you. It was the size of the car, making your life so easy. We're going to go back and forth a little. Our SCV is going to go nibble at our probe. Cybercore coming up. Nexus is on the way. Our SCV is still nibbling at the probe. As we just come through and see the Reaper coming across is going to finish that probe as well to take that, taking that down. So Reaper will get rid of the probe. We'll now come across the map to try and get further information and maybe a little bit more damage as well. As MaxPax. What are we going to do, MaxPax? Twilight Council again? Are we just in love with it after the last few games of success against first Oliveira and now first map against Clem as well? Or do we go back to a Stargate? Do we try and play something, to mix up the series a little bit? He's going to go Twilight again. I think he feels like the Blink's just working too well at the moment. Why is he going to stop while it's still being successful? Just doesn't make sense, does it? Reaper hops up. Probe will take some damage. And we're going to get a second probe here, perhaps, before anything shows up to defend this. I know the first Adept's going across the map, but Stalker is just turning... Oh my goodness. MaxPax get like a little supply blocked or something, because... Yeah, 3 probes to the Reaper, and honestly the Reaper let itself get surrounded by probes, so that was just a mistake from Clem. It could have honestly stuck around longer. I guess both the Adepts just going across the map, and... Yeah, no respect for the Reaper. It gets a bunch of damage done, and Clem's got to be happy about his early game. Able to edge out a pretty serious lead there at the very least. As the Hellion will come and trade a little bit. A couple of Adepts will take some shots. And one Adept goes down. So Clem even shutting down the units here of MaxPax early, which I think is a big deal too. Making sure there's less Adepts to harass him throughout the next few minutes is pretty awesome. Blink is coming up to being about halfway done. 2 more gates. We don't have a second gate already down, so currently just heading... Okay, there we go. 3 more gates. I was going to say, currently just heading towards 3 gates, but there's the 4th gate now coming up. So we're going to get 4 gates of Blink Stalkers once again rocking around here from MaxPax. Let's see how Stalker going to fire a shot. A Marine takes some damage. Blink still coming through. A couple of gates coming out. Probes coming in as well as our Hellion. Trying to fight against the Stalker. A couple of Marines are still chilling. Just having that pro Adept chilling out over on the side. Again, the armory and the barracks and all the rest of it getting set up also. As we do have our Stalker pinging away. Hellion will take a little bit of damage just for a few moments. And still seeing that Blink coming up on the side of MaxPax. So bringing that Blink through. Getting that further along right now. Of pylons coming up. Prism is still in production. The Stalkers come in. We're just going to knock down the Hellion. The Prism's still moving around. And our armory. It's just been finished. Is that an armory I did see? Yeah. Armory finishes too, just to cloak up some Widow Mines? I guess so, yeah. I'm sat here like, what do we use an armory for at this point? I guess, yeah, just cloaking Widow Mines already. There's an observer on the way out talking about Widow Mines. They're over here. First one shoots for 3. Second one going to unload now in MaxPax. He's really looking on the other side. Okay, he does pull. And he does get just one more probe, just Clem as the Stalkers blink for the first bunker. SCV is repaired it for a little while, but the bunker will go down. So the bunker falls. A couple of Marines and the stim pack still coming up. Tank on the way in as well. Just having again this Bio 4 sitting on the natural. Medevac comes up the right side. Stalkers gonna go after a couple of SCVs already. 3 workers going down on both sides of the map. Widow Mine just chilling. Able to keep on firing is actually amazing. The fact it's not being cleaned up yet is just costing MaxPax way more than it should have been. It does get cleaned up now, but MaxPax, like I say, took a little while, took an extra shot or 2. He does get some more SCVs in return, so he's trying to even up the damage dealt. But you can see the work count's not good for MaxPax. He's been below that of the Terran player, and obviously as a Protoss, you're typically expecting to be above the Terran player because of the way in which the Mule works for the Terran. You typically want to be ahead of them on that, so that's what you try and do, is our Stalkers will fight against the bunker for a few moments. The Raven and the Marines will be there to keep the Stalkers at bay. And again, Stimpack and Combat Shield both building on the main base as well. So getting those out as we have a couple more tank shots going in. Prism taking a few hits. The charge coming up, gateways, probes. Plus one attack upgrade as well on the forge. All of that being established still. All of that being set into motion. As we have ourselves the Stalkers just still coming out the front of the natural for a little while longer. Observer pushing to the front as well. Is just going to try and see what else it can get up to as our Raven is there though. And we are now going to lose an Observer. Now we only have one Observer on the map. A little bit less vision than you might like. Especially as you're starting to build Colossi. You don't really want to stop your Robo producing splash units to be able to build a new Observer. And now Clem's going to push. And I think this is going to be a push that has a lot of power to it. It definitely feels like it's going to be a bit more powerful than the push we saw last time at the very least. As our medevac turns into the main. Couple Stalkers are there. The bio unit's still pressing down the bottom right. We do unload a few of these bio units in the corner. The Stalkers there blinked into the gateways. Unfortunately, you can't micro backwards if you're stuck between the structures. As the Prism is being dealt with, man, Clem's everywhere. He's dealing defending at home. He's dealing damage in the main. Matrix is the Colossus. There is one force field that's going to do absolutely jack. S-H-I-T. And we're just going to go through and kill off the Colossus and kill off everything. I think Clem, with this move, evens up this series ones apiece. And we are going to probably see a third game of this semi-final. As that is going to be Clem taking the 1-1. This is kind of hard. You know, I'm actually going to start waiting until it's like, the Terran all in, leaves the natural expansion. 3 minutes of ads. Bet you guys wish you'd subscribe now, suckers. Yeah. I'm sorry if there's a lot of ads, guys. Real talk, reality is I'm trying to fund a crap ton of StarCraft 2 tournaments. Ads do a lot towards that. And the amount I run right now, I can generally make sure run just between games. And most people don't. Yeah, most people do. Most people don't care for the nonsense I talk between games, so I may as well run the ads instead. As we have on the bottom left-hand side, our Blue Protoss player from Storm. It is MaxPax. I don't know why I'm doing this with my arrow keys. In the top right side, our Red Terror player is Clem. When are they going to put billboards on these maps? We had billboards in TLMC for the Monster Energy. What we really need, though, is like a billboard here that plays like a legitimate Twitch ad. And I just sit here during the first 30 seconds of the game when nothing's happening. And you guys can have the newest Amazon Prime show available now on Prime Video, broadcast to you right there. So, yeah. Because realistically, if we sit here and watch a space like this, we don't miss anything, right? Again, if you do feel generous, guys, September is on, and gifted subs are now 25% off, so if you ever wanted to make Wardy rich, this is your chance. Or if you ever wanted to just support more StarCraft. You know, one and the same, really, you know. The richer I get, the more StarCraft there is, something like that. Didn't they do that during Rocket League? Maybe. But very possible. It would just be smart. Inbuilt ads inbuilt into the game makes a lot of sense. Like, I mean, that stuff just works really well, man. That's the stuff that needs to be explored more in esports, honestly. As Reaper comes across, just pick off that probe. Just seen our first out of the map from out of the game from MaxPax. Just wandering across to the top is going to be met by his Marine and a Reaper, so we'll just try and disrupt the building of the bunker here. The SCV pulls away a few seconds. You can see Clem is pretty quick to get back on it because he knows the Adept will be showing up soon. He doesn't want to have the bunker not available by the time the Adept is here, if possible. Unfortunately, the Adept got there and the SCV does not finish the bunker in time. Now you have a little bit of a dance. The bunker finishes with the SCV that was building the command center, and all is right in the world once again. Okay, we kind of missed the probe being bullied, sure. Yeah, you missed little things. In the grand scheme of the game, we don't miss anything. I'll be pedantic if you need me to. Let's do have our Hellion just firing up on a couple of these Adepts. Your starport is finishing shortly. Our Oracle is on the way out. Warp Gate is building. And these two Adepts in the corner just going to shade on out of there. So they're going to back away. They're going to get out of there for the moment as our Reaper comes through, picking off a probe. The Adept firing up and picking away at the Reaper a little bit as well. Hellion comes forward. The two Adepts will take some shots and just see how a Hellion getting pushed back out to the middle of the map. There's Adept still in the natural and actually going to be seeing the Reaper moving into the main base. Probes pull in. The Reaper takes a lot of shots. And Nexus producing on the side of MaxPax and seeing a pylon still coming in. Warp gate just coming up to completion. And again, two more barracks building on the side of Clem as well. So getting those two extra racks coming up. Our probes are still coming in as well. I'm even getting a Cyclone because he's playing against Stargate and Phoenix this time. So anything that can help him out a little bit in the anti-air world will obviously help out a little bit too as our SCVs get knocked down. And Marine comes over. There's that Widow Mine off on this top edge. It's not going to get the Oracle just yet. And our barracks going to move across to relocate a little bit further too. And a few SCVs going down throughout this. We'll just see our Twilight Council on the Forge building one more time for MaxPax. So getting those upgrades. Getting those upgrades ready to start, obviously. With Forge and a Twilight on the back of Phoenix, we're likely going to see Charge as a priority. And some Charge lot Phoenix is not something we've seen a lot of today. We've seen a lot of Phoenix Colossus throughout the 5 hours of StarCraft 2 we've been live for so far. Phoenix Charge has been something that's been a little bit more kind of kept under wraps and definitely not being used as much. So some interesting moments of note there as our Phoenix production continues. +1 attack and the Charge continue to produce, and again just seeing this little group of units from MaxPax staying somewhat aggressive up on the top sides. But am I going to connect on a Phoenix? Obviously, you're looking for information here with these Phoenix as well. They are your vision into the Terran's main base, really scout. No third CC timing. Are we going 5 racks? Do I have to be worried about 2 bases? Is there something weirder than all of that on the way? Is it Widow Mines or tanks? There's a lot of different pieces of the puzzle that get slotted into place with these Phoenix just kind of lingering around the main of the Terran every so often. Just getting updates as to what each and every move is looking to be. Couple Archives building from MaxPax. No surprise that the next step away from Charge Phoenix is going to be Archons. If you're going to spend a lot of your minerals on Zealots, you can spend a lot of your gas on Archons, and then it balances out. And that's why the Charge of Archon is such a popular comp, because it spends your resources in a good way. So not surprised that we're heading into this, as we just have again Charge +1, Phoenix and Temple Archives, all of that building through. Don't mind, we'll join up with the rest of the bio, and here the bio is just popping out. Phoenix and the Oracle going to drop a Revelation down. The units coming over. Zealots actually going to get in. They're going to go after an Marine initially. Cyclone locking on. Marauders going after the couple of Zealots. We unburrow the Widow Mines. We do have our Zealots being picked away at already, so they will go down as well. So it's still picking away at our Marine. And just see one more Widow Mine burrowing up in the front, just for the moment. Our facility still coming through. Widow Mine just going to get lifted once again. Just going to pick that off. Still got that Robo facility cranking on out. A couple High Templars coming in. +2 attack also on the way in as our Phoenix is going to come across, and those medevacs going to be met by the Phoenix a little bit. The Oracle still with them and hanging around as our few extra Zealots are coming through once again. +2 attack still building. And it's Army of Clem still coming around that left-hand side, trying to see where and what we can get up to. 4th Nexus will take a few shots from a single Marine. Obviously, more than anything, we're just picking up information there as Clem, so information ain't so bad. Fire Force coming through. Oracle actually locked onto you for a couple of moments there as well. Seeing the push across of Clem, trying to find an angle onto this base, but not sure there's really an angle there we can do so much for. Plus one arm is about halfway done. The Ghost Academy is halfway done. Our Rubber Bay is already producing on the side of MaxPax as well, so he's looking towards other splash damage options for himself here. As Clem's army supply competitive with that of MaxPax's, they're both around 100, so in terms of numbers, it's looking pretty even. Our bio units. Oh my god! Oh, holy crap. The Terran player has killed an entire army. Unfortunately, it was his own. Oh, that game is over. The army supplies are still even. Can Clem find a defense here after losing so much to the Widow Mines? The Phoenix setting those off. Absolutely delivering. I mean, to be fair, I guess we did give up the Phoenix at least to do that. Okay, I mean, Clem is finding a defense for the moment. 9 SCVs went down during this. Within 9 workers of his opponent is still very playable, though. That's our bio will stand. A couple of Widow Mines going off towards the Zealots. Clem holding MaxPax back. I mean, the thing is, you've had to lift your third and not mine from your third during this, and that is the problem. Clem does take some hits from this, and obviously he's going to be very slow towards taking the fourth as MaxPax sits on his own fourth comfortably. Clem trying to get his armory up now as well. He will catch a few Zealots on this right side. Well, I thought he was going to catch them, but they actually get away. Zealots also in the main. Clem starts to dart through the center of the map as Archon's going to be around. I'm just going to type out GG's. Well, you guys know what we got to do here. We got to rewind to that mine shot. I absolutely have to. So these Phoenix dive bomb, and they drag the Widow Mines onto the bio, and he's just right on top of all of these Marines. Oh, what was the supply drop in that moment? Like, what was the supply drop from Clem? It just looked brutal. That was like a disruptor shot. Clem's at 101 army supply, and then 99, 98, 99... It's like 20 army supply. It was a lot of Phoenix, though. That was the saving grace, that it was a